Hi everyone, it's Mio here, and today I'm going to do a highly requested tutorial. As everyone knows, Disney's Maleficent movie came out not too long ago, and this is my chibi version of Maleficent. I am incredibly excited to see what this movie has in store, so please don't give me any spoilers quite yet. And I made a plain version and a glittered glaze version for the Disney Sparkles. You can pick whichever one you'd like to make. I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial. For more like these, please subscribe, and you want to follow me on Instagram. My username is FlyingMio. Let's get this tutorial started. As always, I'm going to start off with the head and face. I'm using a very light colored flesh clay, and you're going to take some black clay and flatten this into a pancake. On one side of this clay, you're going to carve out her widow's peak. All you have to do is cut out 2 small semicircles on both sides. Just make sure the semicircles aren't too steep because you don't want her widow's peak to be overly dramatic. Smooth out any rough and uneven edges and gently position this right on top of her forehead. Once you're happy with the location, go ahead and wrap the rest of the black clay around her head, remove the excess clay, and smooth out any rough and uneven edges. This will form the base mask that Maleficent has on top of her head. Alright, the most significant quality that Maleficent has actually are her 2 little horns, I think is what they are. So just take out some black clay and roll this into a nice little cone. And you're going to reshape the cone into a nice little S shape. They almost look like long horns, but they're thicker at the base. But once you're happy with how they look, position them on the posterior or back side of the head. With the clay tool, you're going to smooth out the edges so that looks really nice. I'm going to take a long black piece of clay and cover up the edges as well so it looks even nicer. So this is what her head looks like. On almost all of my chibi characters, I save the face for last, but for Maleficent, I'm actually going to do the face first. I gave her some really large dark green eyes, some really nice eyebrows that are a little more high arched, some nice red lips, and I'm going to give her some little bit of eyeshadow with just some purple pastel chalk. I focused a lot on putting color in her face because Maleficent wears a lot of black and darker colors, and this will help balance your character out. With the clay tool, you're going to form dents along the head and both of her horns, just like the one she has in the movies. Just make sure you make everything evenly spaced apart from each other. And this, guys, is what Maleficent's signature head looks like. For the rest of her body, I took a black piece of clay, rolled this into a nice little cone, and for the bottom of her dress, I gave it a nice little train so it looks a little more flowy. With a bright piece of purple clay, I flattened this into a nice little ribbon to form what looks kind of like Dracula's collar. I just cut off 2 really sharp ends on both sides to form what looks almost like a rhomboid and place this on the very top where her collar should be. I also placed a string of purple clay down the center and halved it with a blade so it looks more like a cape, and some purple triangle clay at the very top to also give it an extra detailing. Now before we move on, we're going to attach the head and the body together. I'm just using a gold pin to help secure both pieces. With a black piece of clay, you're going to flatten this into a really flat triangle, and you're going to take a nice little blade to cut out little small triangles at the very bottom. This is going to form what looks kind of like bat wings near the side of her face. Maleficent has these really long sleeves, so I'm going to form a really long triangle to form each of her sleeves, attach them to her body, and her sleeve should have these nice little pieces of cloth draping underneath. So I'm taking some bright colored purple clay, and I'm just cutting out small little triangles and attaching it to the bottom of her sleeve so it looks like she has this really nice bat-like sleeve effect. Attach some flesh colored clay where her hands belong, and to form the nice little staff that she holds, take some yellow clay and shape it into a flat teardrop. You're going to wrap this clay around a green circle or the nice little orb on the top, and you're going to put several of them all around the bottom so it looks almost like a flower. I'm using a gold pin to help support it, and this will give it some extra strength. Just pin this through Maleficent's hand and you are ready to bake your character. Now, if you're content with how your character looks, you can stop here, but I'm going to take it an extra step further and go ahead and glaze this character. I'm going to bake it in the oven at 250 degrees Fahrenheit at 20 minutes. And this is what my character looks like after she's been baked. I'm going to take some nail polishes to glaze her into a really nice glittery state. I'm using this Sally Hansen nail polish called Disco Ball, and I'm just painting it all over her horns and the rest of her head. For her body, I gave her some nice shine with just some clear coat. And that, guys, is how I made Disney's Maleficent. I hope you guys really enjoyed this tutorial. For more like these, please subscribe and let me know below what else you'd like to see. My Instagram username is FlyingMio. You can follow me there if you want. And thanks for watching, everyone. Bye!